and welcome to Devereux's Fireside Chat video series. Today, we're connecting with two Devereux partners, TCV Community Services and the PLEA Agency. They're both based in Homestead, Pennsylvania, and today we're going to learn more about the impact these nonprofits are making in Western PA. A big welcome to Devereux President and CEO Carl Clark, Executive Director of TCV Community Services, Wendy Pardee, and Executive Director of the PLEA Agency, Gretchen Kelly. Thank you all for being here today. All right, so Carl, you've had a real interest in expanding into Western Pennsylvania for some time now. And over the past few years, you've realized that goal through our affiliations with TCV in 2022 and PLEA in 2023. Why is Western Pennsylvania such an important area for behavioral health?
You know, it's such a progressive area of the state with human services where they're concerned. Allegheny County is really a sort of a model of exceptional leadership in human services, and we're happy to come west as Devereux to expand here.
That's great. Thanks, Carl. Now, turning to Wendy and Gretchen, I'd like our viewers to get to know your organization a little bit. So, Wendy, at a high level, tell us about TCV and who you serve.
So TCV has been around for over 50 years, serving primarily the Mon Valley region. And we serve children, adults, and families who may come to us with a behavioral health need. They may have an intellectual developmental disability or an autism diagnosis. And so we offer a full array of services that include outpatient services. We have a partial hospitalization program for adults. We have residential programs for both adults who have intellectual disabilities or behavioral health diagnosis. We're in community with case management services. We have a full complement of services that really meet the needs of the Mon Valley region and beyond.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Wendy. And Gretchen, how would you describe PLEA to those who might not be familiar with your nonprofit?
Sure, Amy. Well, like Wendy described about TCV, PLEA has deep roots in the Mon Valley and the eastern suburbs of Pittsburgh. And so we are approaching about 60 years of serving these communities. And our primary program at PLEA is a partial hospitalization program, a therapeutic milieu where children come every day and we're able to treat them. And then we are able to send them home in the evening to their families, bring them back to school the next day. The other services that we have are social rehabilitation programs for adults with autism. We have the local chapter of an international volunteer program called Compeer for adults with behavioral health issues. And then we provide a very important service to families across Allegheny County called PLEA Respite Services. And that is to support families who have special needs children and allow them to get a break from time to time to care for their own needs.
Wow, that's between the two organizations, that is an incredibly comprehensive list of services you're providing. I know that our Homestead campus, where you both have operations, your offices and programs, we're coming up on 2 years. How's it going? And feel free to share any success stories.
Yeah, I will say it's really exciting that, the campus has been renovated. You have two providers who are providing incredible services to the community. The community loves the accessibility of the services that we provide, and to be in a space that really honors the people who are walking in for services is just phenomenal. That the experience is incredible in our location.
I couldn't agree more with all of that. It's a space intentionally designed for all of the programs that PLEA and TCV provide. And it's really helped us at PLEA extend our reach. We were really only located a few miles away before the move, but being located now in Homestead has definitely extended that reach and helped us to pull in other districts and other families to our services. And we couldn't be more pleased with how we've been able to fill the space and dedicate all of the intentionally designed spaces for the population that we served. And we're just so appreciative to be in this campus with like services all around us.
Right. And I'll chime in. I'll say, it's unique that we have two providers under one roof, but we really have complementary services and we learn from one another, best practices. And it's become a situation where you have a 1+1 = 5,
Mhm.
that we're just seeing great synergies and compelling the services to move forward.
Yeah, it's really what we had hoped for in Western PA. We have a day academy now that is approaching 100 students overall with both PLEA and TCV. So it's really exciting, the services that we brought to a underserved area of Pittsburgh, and we're really happy to be part of that community.
I think now I'd like to shift our conversation to talk about affiliating with Devereux. So we all know that mergers and acquisitions are becoming more of the norm in the behavioral healthcare space. And Wendy and Gretchen, it has to be such a huge decision to partner with another organization. You don't want to lose your company's legacy and you don't want to compromise your values. So walk us through that and looking at where we are today, how is it all going?
So for PLEA, we were looking at a strategic plan 10 years down the road for us. And this was coming off of the pandemic, and we were really assessing what did PLEA look like in 10 years. And so right after that time, we were introduced to Carl and to Devereux, and the timing just couldn't have been more perfect. The affiliation with Devereux did all of those things that you mentioned. It allowed us to keep our culture, but it gave us the opportunity to really look to see what it could mean for PLEA to scale up our impact across the community. And our board felt very comfortable with this affiliation. And we saw that Devereux would be able to help us fill some of the service gaps through some new program development down the line. And so it just made so much sense for us to ensure the future of our organization and to ensure really good, solid services for Western Pennsylvania.
And I'll say, to echo what you had said, Amy, that this is a topic that's top of mind for a lot of leaders across the nonprofit sector. And it's not something that you enter into lightly. But I think what I have seen is that Devereux has a value proposition that resonates with most nonprofits, that we are driven by mission. And Devereux places that first and foremost in everything that they do, that they respect that, the connections that you have at that local level. And they're a partner in really wanting to propel the mission forward. And so we have seen that at TCV. We have two new programs that have allowed us to expand our mission reach that we would not have had absent the affiliation with Devereux. And that's our Day Academy, which is an approved private school at our Homestead campus. And then in addition, our STAIRS program, which is a psychiatric residential treatment facility that serves kids who are ages 6 to 21 who have an autism diagnosis, but also really challenging behavioral health needs. Again, that would not have happened without the partnership of Devereux, that for an organization of TCV's size, we suddenly have access to resources and operational sophistication that most nonprofits of our size would never be afforded. And so for us, it has just allowed us to move faster, to expand services, and to be smarter and stronger than our competition, that it has really been the right decision for our organization.
With both PLEA and TCV, one of the things that we accessed that we didn't originally understand was the talent pool. And we've met some incredible people. So we would never have had access to people of that talent level without these moves. And it's sort of the underrepresented positive aspect of affiliating. There, it goes both ways.
All right, we are moving into our final question. TCV and PLEA are making an incredibly positive impact for thousands of individuals and families in the greater Pittsburgh region. How do you feel about the impact you're making, and why do you keep doing this work?
I will share a quick story that for me, it's the stories that you collect. And so we were doing a tour of our Homestead campus and popped into one of our Day Academy classrooms, and the team was just exuberant. And they were sharing that we had a young student who had said his first words. And they got to, one, champion and support him to that moment, but also to bear witness to that moment. And so that is just what moves me forward every single day, is that those milestone moments, those where you can have someone move towards their goals, and to be a part of that is just incredibly gratifying.
And Wendy, stories like that are just so heartwarming. And we appreciate those stories and hope to have success like that every day when we look at the families that we serve, the children that come through our doors every day. And like Wendy explained, we have children who maybe have not had success in other placements, but they find success in our placement at PLEA. And then we're able to walk with the family beside them and really help and support them. But we've had so many success stories. But some of the most special success stories for us, we have an adult autism group, and many of these individuals are children of the founders of PLEA. And so they are such a special group for us. These individuals are now in their 60s, and we still are able to support them. So that continuum of care that we're able to offer to our families is something that's really special for us.
It's great. We're really pleased with the way things have developed in Pittsburgh. Our revenue has nearly doubled since we started our programming there, and we have high hopes for expanding in the Western region.
Thank you all. That does it for today's Fireside Chat. Many thanks to our guests and to all those watching. Just like our centers across the country, TCV and PLEA are doing amazing things in Western Pennsylvania, both for our individuals in care and our team members. So if your loved one needs high quality, compassionate care and support, visit Devereux.org to learn more about all of our programs and services. And if you want to be part of an organization where you can make a positive impact every day and walk alongside our families, like Gretchen said, join us. Because at Devereux, we change the world, one person, one family, and one community at a time. So look for us online at jobs.devereux.org.